Munich had witnessed countless unforgettable concerts over the decades. The city's legendary stadium had welcomed some of the biggest artists in history, creating moments that echoed through generations. Yet, on this particular evening, something felt different long before the lights dimmed. Hours before BTS was scheduled to appear, thousands of fans had already filled the venue. Purple light sticks illuminated every corner of the massive stadium like stars scattered across the night sky. Excitement spread from one section to another as fans sang together, exchanged banners, and counted down the final minutes before the show. Everyone expected an incredible concert. No one expected history. The BTS World Tour had already become one of the most talked about music events of the year. Every city welcomed the 7 members with overwhelming enthusiasm, but Munich carried a unique atmosphere. It was their first major performance in the city during this tour, and anticipation had reached extraordinary levels. As the countdown clock appeared on the giant LED screens, the crowd erupted into deafening cheers. 10. 9. 8. The sound became louder with every second. 7. 6. 5. The lights suddenly disappeared. Darkness consumed the stadium. Only thousands of glowing army bombs remained visible, transforming the audience into a breathtaking ocean of purple. A cinematic orchestral introduction echoed through the speakers. The giant screen slowly revealed silhouettes. 7 familiar figures stood together. The stadium exploded. The roar of nearly every fan merged into one unforgettable wave of emotion. BTS. 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 The members stepped forward one by one as fireworks erupted behind the stage. Massive flames shot into the air while synchronized drones painted glowing patterns above the stadium. The opening songs immediately ignited the audience. Fans jumped, danced, and sang every lyric from beginning to end. Jungkook's powerful vocals echoed across the arena. Jimin's graceful movements captivated every camera. V's deep voice filled every corner of the stadium. RM confidently guided the audience with his commanding presence. J-Hope energized the crowd with explosive choreography. Suga delivered every verse with effortless charisma. For nearly an hour, BTS performed hit after hit, proving once again why they remained one of the biggest music acts in the world. Yet something unusual began to happen. Between songs, the members exchanged mysterious smiles. They whispered to each other. The production crew moved equipment more frequently than usual. Several backup dancers disappeared backstage. Even longtime ARMY members noticed the unusual preparations. Social media quickly became flooded with speculation. What are they preparing? Is there going to be a surprise? I've never seen the stage crew move like this. Within minutes, hashtags related to the Munich concert began climbing worldwide trends. Inside the stadium, the anticipation grew stronger. RM walked toward the center of the stage holding his microphone. The cheering slowly settled. He looked around the enormous venue before smiling warmly. "You've been incredible tonight," he said. The audience answered with thunderous applause. "We prepared something." He paused. "That we haven't performed in a very special way for quite some time." Immediately, the stadium erupted once again. Fans looked at each other with widening eyes. Some covered their mouths in disbelief. Could it really be happening? You already know, don't you? The members couldn't stop smiling. Jungkook quietly adjusted his in-ear monitor while glancing toward the band. Jimin took a deep breath. V softly nodded. The atmosphere transformed. Instead of explosive excitement, a strange emotional tension spread throughout the audience. Everyone sensed they were about to witness something unforgettable. The stage lights faded into soft shades of blue and purple. Fog slowly drifted across the floor. The giant LED screens displayed elegant moving patterns inspired by classical artwork. Then, a single melody echoed through the stadium. Soft, gentle, instantly recognizable. One note. Then another. Then the unmistakable instrumental introduction began. For one brief second. Silence. Absolute silence. Nobody screamed. Nobody moved. Many simply stared at the stage, trying to process what they were hearing. Then reality hit. Pied Piper. The scream that followed shook the entire stadium. Fans cried. People hugged complete strangers. Purple light sticks waved uncontrollably throughout every section. Some longtime ARMY members were already wiping away tears before a single lyric had even been sung. For many fans, Pied Piper wasn't simply another BTS song. It represented a unique chapter in BTS history. A performance that countless fans had dreamed of experiencing live. Now, that dream was becoming reality. Jungkook stepped forward into the spotlight. His expression remained calm. The opening vocal floated effortlessly across the stadium. Crystal clear. Soft. Emotional. Every word seemed to suspend time itself. The audience listened in complete awe. No unnecessary screams interrupted the first verse. Instead, thousands simply watched. Completely captivated. As Jimin joined the melody, his delicate vocals blended perfectly with Jungkook's, creating a harmony that echoed through the enormous venue. V followed with his unmistakable deep tone. RM's calm rap section added another emotional layer. J-Hope and Suga delivered their verses with refined confidence. Jin completed the chorus with warm, comforting vocals that resonated throughout the stadium. The choreography was equally mesmerizing. Unlike their high-energy dance numbers earlier in the concert, every movement during Pied Piper felt elegant, controlled, and emotionally expressive. Every glance, every smile, every synchronized step. It all felt intentional. Even fans watching through giant screens could feel the connection between BTS and the audience. The members weren't simply performing a song. They were reliving a memory together with millions of fans around the world. Outside the stadium, thousands who couldn't secure tickets watched live streams from nearby fan gatherings. Restaurants, hotels, public squares. Everywhere people gathered around phones and tablets. As clips from the performance spread online, social media platforms became overwhelmed. Within minutes, short videos accumulated millions of views. Reaction videos appeared almost instantly. Fans across different countries woke up to notifications filled with messages reading, "They performed Pied Piper. They actually did it. You have to see this." The excitement was spreading far beyond Munich. Around the world, ARMY communities stayed awake despite the time difference. Some couldn't believe what they were watching. Others simply cried. Because sometimes, one song is enough to bring back years of unforgettable memories. And for one magical night in Munich. As the first chorus of Pied Piper echoed through the stadium, it became clear that this was no ordinary performance. Every spotlight moved with incredible precision, bathing the stage in shades of violet and gold. Instead of the explosive pyrotechnics that had dominated the earlier songs, the production team chose elegance over spectacle. Gentle beams of light swept across the audience like waves, making the entire stadium appear as if it were breathing together. The atmosphere felt almost surreal. Thousands of army bombs swayed in perfect rhythm. No one had instructed the audience to move in unison. It simply happened naturally. From above, drone cameras captured an unforgettable image, a glowing purple ocean surrounding BTS in the center of the massive stage. Backstage staff watched silently from behind the curtains. Many of them had worked on countless concerts throughout the tour, yet even they exchanged surprised glances. "This feels different," one crew member quietly whispered. Another nodded without taking his eyes off the performance. "It really does." Meanwhile, the members themselves seemed completely immersed in the moment. Jungkook smiled softly as he walked toward the extended stage, making eye contact with fans from every section of the stadium. Everywhere he looked, people were smiling through tears. "We've waited years for this." Others simply covered their mouths, unable to believe they were finally witnessing one of BTS's most beloved songs performed live once again. Jimin gracefully crossed the stage, his movements perfectly synchronized with the music. Every gesture reflected the song's playful yet emotional message. The audience erupted whenever he smiled toward a particular section of the stadium. These deep vocals filled the arena with warmth, creating an atmosphere that was both nostalgic and intimate despite the enormous crowd. Even fans seated at the highest levels later said it felt as though BTS were performing directly in front of them. RM looked around the stadium while delivering his verse. He paused for just a brief moment before smiling. It wasn't part of the choreography. It was a genuine reaction. He could see thousands of fans singing every single lyric from memory. Not one section remained silent. From the front rows to the very top seats, every voice joined together. The stadium transformed into one enormous choir. J-Hope couldn't hide his excitement. As he reached the center platform, he laughed after hearing the audience sing louder than the backing track itself. He pointed his microphone toward the crowd. Instantly, the fans took over. The chorus echoed throughout Munich with incredible power. For several seconds, BTS simply listened. The members stood quietly, smiling as tens of thousands of voices carried the melody. It was one of those rare concert moments that couldn't be recreated. No rehearsal could produce it. No script could plan it. It was completely genuine. At the edge of the stage, Jin looked toward the audience with visible emotion. He waved repeatedly before placing his hand over his heart. The simple gesture immediately caused another wave of cheers. Meanwhile, Suga maintained his calm expression, but fans watching the giant screens noticed the small smile that appeared during his rap verse. It didn't go unnoticed online. Within seconds, screenshots of that smile began circulating across social media. Comments poured in rapidly. Youngie smiled during Pied Piper. This performance already feels legendary. I wasn't ready for this. Munich is so lucky. As the performance continued, the camera director made brilliant use of sweeping aerial shots. The scale of the event became breathtaking. The massive stage stretched across the stadium while thousands of synchronized purple lights shimmered like stars surrounding the members. The visuals on the LED screen shifted into elegant flowing artwork inspired by classic paintings, adding another layer of beauty to the performance. Everything felt cinematic. Then came one unexpected moment. Near the end of the second chorus, Jungkook walked toward the front edge of the extended stage. He lowered his microphone for a split second. Instead of singing, he simply listened. The audience instinctively continued the lyrics. Louder. Stronger. More passionately than ever before. Jungkook looked across the stadium with an expression that combined gratitude and amazement. He nodded slowly before rejoining the song. The crowd responded with another explosion of cheers. Many fans later described that brief pause as their favorite moment of the night. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't choreographed. It was simply a shared memory between artist and audience. Outside the stadium, live stream clips continued spreading across every major social media platform. Within less than an hour, fan-recorded videos accumulated millions of views. Entertainment pages began posting headlines about the emotional performance. Reaction channels uploaded videos almost immediately. Some viewers admitted they had replayed the performance multiple times before the concert had even ended. Meanwhile, fans waiting for future tour stops suddenly found themselves even more excited. Speculation quickly spread across fan communities. Would BTS perform Pied Piper again in other cities? Or would Munich remain the only audience fortunate enough to witness this unforgettable surprise?